Question 1. Which driving technique can help you save fuel? D. Missing out some gears. Missing out intermediate gears when appropriate helps to reduce the amount of time spent accelerating and decelerating, the times when your vehicle uses the most fuel. Question 2. What can you do to reduce environmental damage caused by your vehicle? D. Avoid making a lot of short journeys. Avoid using your car for short journeys. On a short journey, the engine is unlikely to warm up fully and will therefore be running less efficiently. This will result in the car using more fuel and emitting higher levels of harmful emissions. Question 3. What's the most important reason for having a properly adjusted head restraint? B. To help you avoid neck injury. In a collision, rapid deceleration will violently throw vehicle occupants forward and then backwards as the vehicle stops. Seat belts and airbags protect occupants against the forward movement. Head restraints should be adjusted so they give maximum protection to the head and neck during the backward movement. Question 4. What does this road sign mean? B. Slippery road ahead. Most warning signs are triangular. This warning sign means the road ahead can be slippery under certain conditions, such as poor weather. Slow down and drive carefully. These signs are often found on bridges. Question 5. You're having difficulty finding a parking space in a busy town. Can you park on the zigzag lines of a zebra crossing? D. No, not under any circumstances. It's an offense to park on the zigzag lines of a zebra crossing. You'll be causing an obstruction by obscuring the view of both pedestrians and drivers. Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video. Question 6. What will reduce fuel consumption? A. Driving more slowly. Harsh braking, frequent gear changes and harsh acceleration increase fuel consumption. A car uses less fuel when traveling at a constant low speed in an appropriate high gear. You need to look well ahead, so you're able to anticipate hazards early. Easing off the accelerator and timing your approach at junctions, for example, can reduce the fuel consumption of your vehicle. Question 7. What can be damaged if you turn the steering wheel when the car isn't moving? D. The tires. Turning the steering wheel when the car isn't moving is known as dry steering. It can cause unnecessary wear to the tires and steering mechanism. Question 8. Triangular signs provide. A. Warnings. Triangular signs are warning signs indicating that there are hazards ahead which you should watch out for. Question 9. How would underinflated tires affect your vehicle? A. The vehicle's stopping distance would increase. Your tires are your only contact with the road to prevent problems with braking and steering. Keep your tires free from defects. They must have sufficient tread depth and be correctly inflated. Correct tire pressures help reduce the risk of skidding and provide a safer and more comfortable drive or ride. Question 10. How will you benefit from following the manufacturer's service schedule for your vehicle? C. Your vehicle will remain reliable. All vehicles need to be serviced to keep working efficiently. An efficient engine uses less fuel and produces fewer harmful emissions than an engine that's running inefficiently. Keeping the vehicle serviced to the manufacturer's schedule should also keep it reliable and reduce the chance of it breaking down. Question 11. What should you do if your anti-lock brakes, ABS, warning light stays on? D. Have the brakes checked immediately. Consult the vehicle handbook or a garage before driving the vehicle any further. Only drive to a garage if it's safe to do so. If you aren't sure, get expert help. Question 12. After seeing this sign, what should you beware of? D. A steep ascent. This sign warns motorists of a steep ascent. Prepare to slow down for slowly ascending lorries and buses. If there is a passing lane, use it only when overtaking. Be courteous and let faster vehicles pass. Question 13. What's the purpose of road humps, chicanes and narrowings? D. To reduce traffic speed. Traffic calming measures help to keep vehicle speeds low in congested areas where there are pedestrians and children. A pedestrian is much more likely to survive a collision with a vehicle traveling at 20 miles per hour than they are with a vehicle traveling at 40 miles per hour. Question 14. When is fuel consumption at its highest? C. When you're accelerating. Accelerating uses a lot of fuel, so always try to use the accelerator smoothly. Taking your foot off the accelerator allows the momentum of the car to take you forward, especially when going downhill. This can save a considerable amount of fuel without any loss of control over the vehicle. Question 15. Why have red routes been introduced in major cities? B. To help the traffic flow. Inconsiderate parking can obstruct the flow of traffic and so make traffic congestion worse. Red routes are designed to prevent this by enforcing strict parking restrictions. Driving slowly in traffic increases fuel consumption and causes a buildup of exhaust fumes. Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video. Question 16. What does this road sign mean? C. The speed limit is now 30 miles per hour. This sign indicates that the 20 mile per hour zone ends here, and the speed limit is now 30 miles per hour. Question 17. What makes your tires illegal? B. If they have any large deep cuts in the side wall. Your tires may be of different treads and makes. They can even be second-hand as long as they're in good condition. They must however be intact without cuts or tears. When checking the side walls for cuts and bulges, don't forget to check the side of the tire that's hidden from view under the car. Question 18. Why should you try and park in a secure car park? B. It helps deter thieves. Whenever possible, leave your car in a secure car park. This will help deter thieves. Question 19. How much more fuel will you use by driving at 70 miles per hour compared with driving at 50 miles per hour? B. About 15%. Your vehicle will use less fuel if you avoid heavy acceleration. The higher the engine revs, the more fuel you'll use. Using the same gear and covering the same distance, a vehicle traveling at 70 miles per hour will use about 15% more fuel than it would at 50 miles per hour. However, don't travel so slowly that you inconvenience or endanger other road users. Question 20. Show me how to switch the headlights between the high beam and low beam modes. C. Activate the high beams and check the high beam warning light on the dash. The high beam/low beam switch is usually attached to the steering column. You should activate the high beams and check the high beam warning light on the dash. Question 21. How can you reduce the chances of your car being broken into when leaving it unattended? A. Take all valuables with you. When leaving your car, take all valuables with you if you can. Otherwise, lock them out of sight. Question 22. Where would parking your vehicle cause an obstruction? B. In front of a property entrance. Don't park your vehicle where it may obstruct access to a business or property. Think carefully before you slow down and stop. Look at road markings and signs to ensure that you aren't parking illegally. Question 23. How can you reduce the environmental harm caused by your motor vehicle? D. Keep engine revs low. Engines that burn fossil fuels produce exhaust emissions that are harmful to health. The harder you make the engine work, the more emissions it will produce. Engines also use more fuel and produce higher levels of emissions when they're cold. Anything you can do to reduce your use of fossil fuels will help the environment. Question 24. Where will you find this sign? C. In a controlled parking zone. This is a no waiting sign. These signs may be found near a controlled zone or an urban clearway. Here you cannot park or stop, but you can load and unload. Question 25. What can you expect if you drive using rapid acceleration and heavy braking? C. Increased fuel consumption. Using the controls smoothly can reduce fuel consumption by about 15% as well as reducing wear and tear on your vehicle. Plan ahead and anticipate changes of speed well in advance. This will reduce the need to accelerate rapidly or brake sharply. Question 26. Why do MO tests include an exhaust emission test? B. To help protect the environment against pollution. Emission tests are carried out to make sure your vehicle's engine is operating efficiently. This ensures the pollution produced by the engine is kept to a minimum. If your vehicle isn't serviced regularly, it may fail the MO emissions test. Question 27. You're carrying an 11-year-old child on the front seat of your car. They're under 1.35 meters, 4 feet 5 inches, tall. What seatbelt security must be in place? C. They must use a suitable child restraint. As the driver, it's your responsibility to make sure that children are secure and safe in your vehicle. Make yourself familiar with the rules. When children are carried on the back seat, there are a few very exceptional cases when an adult seatbelt can be used instead of a correct child restraint. Question 28. What is a red route? C. An area where special waiting restrictions apply. A red route is a specially designated road on which you must not park, stop, load, or unload. A red route may be operational at all times or only during set hours. The hours of operation will be displayed on a sign near the red route. Question 29. How can you reduce the risk of your vehicle being broken into at night? A. Leave it in a well-lit area. Having your vehicle broken into or stolen can be very distressing and inconvenient. Avoid leaving your vehicle unattended in poorly lit areas. Question 30. How can you avoid wasting fuel? A. By having your vehicle serviced regularly. If you don't have your vehicle serviced regularly, the engine will gradually become less efficient. This will cause increased fuel consumption and in turn an increase in the amount of harmful emissions it produces. Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video. Question 31. What does it mean if your vehicle keeps bouncing after you sharply press down and release on the bodywork over a wheel? D. The shock absorbers are worn. If you find that your vehicle bounces as you drive around a corner or bend in the road, the shock absorbers might be worn. To test your shock absorbers, sharply press down and release above each wheel. If the vehicle continues to bounce, take it to be checked by a qualified mechanic. Question 32. You see this sign by the roadside. What is ahead? D. A level crossing without a barrier. This sign will be displayed before a level crossing without a barrier. Slow down and cross only when it is safe to do so. Question 33. When should you check the engine oil level? A. Before a long journey. An engine can use more oil during long journeys than on shorter trips. Insufficient engine oil is potentially dangerous. It can lead to excessive wear, mechanical breakdown, and expensive repairs. Most cars have a dipstick to allow the oil level to be checked. If not, you should refer to the vehicle handbook. Question 34. How will a roof rack affect your car? D. Fuel consumption will increase. A roof rack increases your car's wind resistance. This will cause an increase in fuel consumption, so you should remove it when it isn't being used. An aerodynamically designed roof rack or box will help reduce wind resistance to a minimum, but the rack or box should still be removed when it isn't in use. Question 35. You service your own vehicle. How should you dispose of the old engine oil? A. Take it to a local authority site. It's illegal to pour engine oil down any drain. Oil is a pollutant and harmful to wildlife. Dispose of it safely at an authorized site. Question 36. What makes the vehicle in the picture environmentally friendly? C. It's powered by electricity. Trams are powered by electricity and therefore don't emit exhaust fumes. They ease traffic congestion by offering drivers an alternative to using their car, particularly in busy cities and towns. Question 37. What will help you to keep your car secure? B. Registering with a vehicle watch scheme. The vehicle watch scheme helps to reduce the risk of your car being stolen. By displaying high-visibility vehicle watch stickers in your car, you're inviting the police to stop your vehicle if it's seen in use between midnight and 5 a.m. Question 38. Why is it a good idea to plan your journey to avoid busy times? A. You'll have an easier journey. No one likes to spend time in traffic queues. Try to avoid busy times related to school or work travel. Question 39. What does fuel-efficient driving achieve? B. Improved road safety. The emphasis is on hazard awareness and planning ahead. By looking well ahead, you'll have plenty of time to deal with hazards safely and won't need to brake sharply. This will also reduce damage to the environment. Question 40. You are on the motorway and you see this sign. What does it mean? C. The right lane is ending, but the left lane is still open. This sign warns that the right lane will be ending or closing ahead. The left lane will remain open, however. Hi there, I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more driving tips and tests. And don't forget to comment your score. Let's get back to the video. Question 41. When are you not allowed to sound your vehicle's horn? C. Between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. in a built-up area. Every effort must be made to prevent excessive noise, especially in built-up areas at night. Don't rev your engine or sound the horn unnecessarily. It's illegal to sound your horn in a built-up area between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. except when another road user poses a danger. Question 42. How should you dispose of a used vehicle battery? C. Take it to a local authority disposal site. Batteries contain acid which is hazardous and they must be disposed of safely. This means taking them to an appropriate disposal site. Question 43. What could cause you to crash if the level is allowed to get too low? B. Brake fluid level. You should carry out frequent checks on all fluid levels, but particularly brake fluid, as the brake pads or shoes wear down, the brake fluid level will drop. If it drops below the minimum mark on the fluid reservoir, air could enter the hydraulic system and lead to a loss of braking efficiency or even complete brake failure. Question 44. What does this sign mean? B. There is a level crossing with a barrier or gate ahead. This is a level crossing with barrier ahead or gate ahead sign. It signals that you are approaching a level crossing where trains may be passing, which also has gates. Question 45. What could you do to reduce the volume of traffic on the roads? C. Walk or cycle on short journeys. Try not to use your car as a matter of routine. For shorter journeys, consider walking or cycling instead. This is much better for both you and the environment. Question 46. Why are these yellow lines painted across the road? C. To warn you to slow down. These lines are often found on the approach to a roundabout or a dangerous junction. They give you extra warning to adjust your speed. Look well ahead and do this in good time. Question 47. What should you do when you move off from behind a parked car? D. Check both interior and exterior mirrors. Before moving off, you should use both the interior and exterior mirrors to check that the road is clear. Look around to check the blind spots and, if necessary, give a signal to warn other road users of your intentions. Also look well ahead, as you will have to steer out into the road to pass the parked car. Question 48. Where should you avoid overtaking? D. Approaching a dip in the road. Oncoming vehicles or other hazards can be hidden from view by dips in the road. If you can't see into the dip, wait until you have a clear view and can see that it's safe before starting to overtake. Question 49. You're waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? C. Motorcyclists. Windscreen pillars can completely block your view of pedestrians, motorcyclists and cyclists. You should make a particular effort to look for these road users, don't just rely on a quick glance. Question 50. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have been green for some time? C. Be ready to stop. The longer traffic lights have been green, the sooner they'll change. Allow for this as you approach traffic lights that you know have been green for a while. They're likely to change soon, so you should be prepared to stop.